The data set that we are going to use is called returns. So if you open the PDF file of the Stata menu and copy and paste the command line into this window, then submit it, those command lines will get the data ready for our analysis. Then the next step is to use TS line to generate those line charts one at a time. So for example, this one, we will generate a line chart and we will call it NAS. The replace this command will override any existing charts that with the same name. It is useful when you need to rerun your program several times and that will stop the system from asking a question or telling you, oh, we have this chart in the system already. So if you submit this line, the graph window will open that give you the first one. And we also have 4 more to generate. So for example, you can copy and paste those command lines. That is for the other 3 time series. Just submit them and you can see all 4 of them in this graph window. And it's also helpful to put them side by side to make comparison. And we have actually introduced this command before. It's called graph. And combine is a command to combine several graphs in one. And we have the 4 graphs that we have already created. We give them the name, so we are using them right now. So notice that previously we generate those charts and we give them the name. And we call this new diagram, that's a combination of the 4. The new graph is called O1, and we want to put all those graphs in 2 columns. This is why we have this COLS2. And we also use replace to override any existing graph with the same name. So if you press enter, that will give us this diagram. That is the one that I used in my lecture. So similarly, you can use the command histogram to generate the histogram that we discussed in the lecture. So this is the command. You use histogram. That's the name of the time series to be plotted. And normal request a normal curve to be imposed on the histogram. We will call this histogram NAS, and replace does the same thing as we use the TS line command. So if you press enter, that will give you this histogram, and you will also have this normal curve imposed on it that will help you to examine whether the distribution of this time series is normal enough. But you may notice that the peak here is too high, and we also have fat tails on both ends. So clearly it's not normal. And we can use the same command, histogram, to generate the histogram for the other 3 time series. That will give us a total of 4 graphs. And we can use graph combine to combine them into a new graph. We call it O2. And you can make some comparison and put them side by side. It's easier for us to identify a pattern if there's any. So this is how to use those 2 commands to generate the line chart and the histogram for us to examine the presence of time varying volatility.